Welcome to the Simple Pleasures, where we find joy in the everyday. I'm Laurie. I'm glad you're here today. If I'm being honest, I do not love housework, but I do love the way I feel living in a clean and tidy home. Joy is not a place you arrive at. It's a garden that you tend to daily. And today I'm bringing you some cleaning inspiration. 10 places or items in your home that are often overlooked and neglected. And in some cases, that neglect could be putting you and your housemates at risk. Let's get into it. Your home's entrance makes the very first impression, but it's often the last place that we clean. The front entrance sets the tone for your entire home, but because so many of us come and go through the garage or back door, it is easy to forget about. Dust, cobwebs, pollen, wasp nests, they can all create a less than welcoming first impression. Oh, say hello to Mario, my little cleaning inspector watching me through the window. Our front door is made of wood, and it takes a beating from the sun at certain times of the day. It was covered in pollen and dust and very dehydrated. I wiped down the threshold with warm, soapy water to start with, and then moved to clean the entire front door. Man, now that the kids are back in school, the amount of colds and viruses going around has totally increased. Have any of you been impacted by that? Some sort of virus took down my kids and grandkids this week. So don't forget to clean and disinfect your door handles all over the house. Then for the final step, I used lemon oil to restore its luster. That wood was so dry that I had to come back and put another coat on later that day, but she looks amazing now. And I also added lemon oil to the threshold for a little extra sparkle and shine, ensuring a warm welcome for anyone who visits. But that is just one of the doors to our home. Our garage door gets the most use. Our threshold had become a buildup of pet hair, dust, and dirt. It was something I noticed every single time I stepped over this threshold, but there was always something else needing my immediate attention, like relieving the dogs or putting away the groceries. And we can scratch that one off our list. And speaking of pets, here is blind spot number 2. Pet food and water bowls are a breeding ground for bacteria like Salmonella, E. coli. I did some research and found out if your pet eats wet food, their dishes should be cleaned with soap and water after every single meal.
Well, hello there.
Using stainless steel or ceramic bowls can help prevent scratches that harbor bacteria. For water bowls, it's recommended to wash them out with soap and hot water every 1 to 2 days, because they do get a slimy film around the edges. And once every week, they should all be sanitized in the dishwasher. So that task is complete, and now we're moving on to blind spot number 3. Fleetwood is our special needs dog. He works really hard on regulating his emotions, so sometimes he has to remove himself from the constant stress of protecting the family and our home, and he finds his way up to our primary bedroom where it's dark and quiet, and he dials in his sleep number for a few minutes rest. This big boy and our little dog Mario both are breeds that shed, so I have to work extra hard to keep up with all the dog hair, and that means a weekly cleaning of our headboard. Our headboard is dark, which makes it a lot easier to see what I need to in order to clean it. Your headboard may be lighter than ours, so I just wanted to point it out in case yours maybe needs a little TLC. I found these lint brushes that are specifically designed to attract pet hair. It just takes a couple of minutes each week to make them look good as new. And even if you don't have pets, definitely check yours out. People who read in bed and lean against their headboards can sometimes leave oil stains from the natural oils in your hair. That can be cleaned easily with Dawn dishwashing soap and warm water. We get a good amount of sunlight coming into our home in the morning hours. Fleetwood and Mario love sunbathing. With the sun pouring into our home, it also illuminates some hidden messes, like remnants of curious puppy noses on our window panes. I have to vacuum frequently to stay ahead of the pet hair, but the sunlight really picks it up so I can see it. So for blind spot number 4, I recommend you pay close attention by following the sunbeams in your own home and use those to see areas that need to be addressed. For our fifth blind spot, we should also consider the spaces that are far above our eye level. Many of today's homes have tall ceilings, and unless you're on a ladder, it's impossible to see the buildup of dust and dander that's lurking on the ledges and the railings that are all out of reach. I recommend using a ladder or step stool to safely tackle those areas. A buildup of dust and dander can trigger allergies and asthma, and it also lowers your indoor air quality, not to mention odors. Blind spot number 6. I first discovered this mess by using the sunbeam method, and it brought me straight to this area on the back of our couches. Our couches are leather, so if you really look for it, you can see a thick film of dust behind the headrest. Now, if your couches are fabric, you can't see it as visibly as we can with our leather couches, so I just wanted you to be aware that you probably also have some hidden areas of your own furniture that are covered in dust. You just can't see it as clearly. Number 7, keep in mind your cleaning tools also need a little cleaning too. When you don't empty the vacuum or rinse out your tools, they can get clogged up. They start smelling funky and they even push dirt around instead of picking it up. So take a few minutes to keep them clean. It means they'll last longer, work better, and actually leave your house fresh instead of just moving dust around from one spot to another. I'm starting with our heavy push vacuum. We remodeled our basement not long ago, and while we use a shop vac to pick up the sheetrock dust, there was still a ton of sheetrock dust in this vacuum. I guess it had built up in other places around our home, so I'm so glad I know about this now. I have it cleaned, and I'm sure it'll work much more efficiently. And because we have 2 fur babies, we also rely a great deal on our little robot vacuums to help stay on top of the dog hair on a day-to-day basis. And if I'm being honest, my own hair sheds, so this little guy helps me keep up with that too. We also keep extra parts on hand for our little robot vacuums and replace the filters and brushes frequently. It helps keep them in tip-top shape. I want to take a moment to thank you for tuning in today. If you're finding this video helpful, I hope you'll give it a thumbs up. And if you like content like this for creating a calm, nurturing home, I hope you'll consider subscribing. And for blind spot number 8, we're heading into the laundry room. Our washing machines also need regular maintenance to keep up with the demand. If you have a front-loading washer like I do, have you ever peeled back the collar to see what's lurking in there? Chances are it's not pretty. Once a month, I clean out the gunk in the collar that we can get to. Ugh, like I said, not pretty. And then when that's finished, I toss in a washing machine tablet and run an empty cycle on hot water. I'll be sure to link any cleaning products down below if you're interested in researching them for yourself. Number 9, let's turn to the dryer now. This is probably the most important of all because of the danger of a dryer fire. Lint is highly flammable. It also restricts airflow, making the dryer run longer and work harder. I pulled out the dryer so I could disconnect the hose and clean inside, and oh my goodness, this floor was covered in so much lint and dust, and the random sock and clothes hanger. I think it was so shocking to me because we just painted the walls in here last year and pulled the dryer out then, so this built up quickly. I found this vacuum attachment that has a universal spout, so it will fit in with any size vacuum hose. It's extra long to really get in the pipe and the hose and down deep inside your dryer. And would you look at all that lint that has collected in this canister? You remember I just cleaned out the vacuum parts in the canister before filming this segment, so this is all from that dryer lint. The floor is all clean, so now we're going to make sure to get all the lint out from the area under the lint catcher. And don't forget to thoroughly clean your lint collector to keep your dryer running most efficiently. I do this about once a month. But wait, there's more. There is one last step to help avoid a dryer fire, and that's checking the outside of the house. When I first reached in, I didn't find any loose lint. But the more I felt around the edges of the pipe, it was caked in chunks of lint. So I removed those by hand. And just look at how much lint was lurking in all of those places. I will definitely do this regularly from now on. And number 9, while you have your ladder or step stool handy, ceiling fans are also major culprits of circulating dust, pollen, and pet dander. But it's also a fire risk. Excess dust in the motor housing can increase the risk of overheating. It's recommended that ceiling fans should be cleaned at least monthly. In addition to wiping down the blades, use a wet microfiber cloth to clean the hardware and the motor casing. To deep clean each of the blades without spreading all of that dust all over my furniture and carpets, I found this microfiber blade cleaning kit with an adjustable handle. The dust comes right off the blades and stays in the microfibers, and then you can just toss those in the washing machine and reuse them. This, my friends, is cleaning satisfaction. And now for our 10th and final cleaning blind spot. Let's head to the dishwasher. At the bottom of your dishwasher is a screen that surrounds your filter. For mine, I just unscrew counterclockwise and remove the two together. My filter was caked with food particles and detergent residue, calcium deposits. You can see how the dishwasher can't possibly function at its best when the filter is just caked. And this is a cleaning tough job. I tried multiple kinds of cleansers, and nothing could cut all the way through the calcifications. I used steel wool, and finally the best tool that I could find in my house was a stiff wire brush and some elbow grease. It is vastly improved over what it was in the beginning, but I will be ordering a new filter, and I'll maintain that one more regularly. And that's all of our time for today. I am curious to know, was there anything in here that surprised you? Please leave a note down in the comments, or if you have additional thoughts that you would like to share with us, we'd like to learn from you as well. And remember, joy is not a place you arrive at. It's a garden that you tend to daily. Have a great week, and I'll see you in the next one. It is vastly improved over what it was in the beginning, but I will be ordering a new filter, and I'll maintain that one more regularly.